You did it.
I did it.
We're all done painting the yellow.
No more yellow, no more yellow. Do, 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 do. It's a white bus.
Entirely white bus. We painted the whole bus with 1 can of Rust-Oleum, enamel.
It's gone. 1 can, baby.
Only 1 can for the whole bus. Kind of crazy.
I want a snake or something.
Snake. Starting the subfloor. I had this big silver sheet thing from a guy. It goes down first. It was kind of cut to fit a van, so I'm gonna redo it to fit the bus. So I've got my pizza box with my measurements. There it is. It fits. It was enough material, believe it or not. With that kill mat there, I don't really need to go up there, but I suppose I could. I've got it. So I started the subfloor build. I won't have time to finish it today, but I was able to mock up the idea of what we're going for. So the base layer is going to be this silver sheet. And then above that, we're going to have 1/2 inch of foam puzzle mat. And on top of that, we're going to have 1 inch of the R5 150 foam board. And then on top of that, we're going to do 2 separate layers of plywood. The plywood is 5/8 of an inch thick. The plywood is 7/16 of an inch thick. Double that up and you get 7/8. So it's just more than 3/4 of an inch, which is usually the standard is 3/4 inch ply or OSB. This was given to us for free. We've got loads of it, so we're gonna use it. And we're just gonna glue the 2 sheets together. Make one giant piece of plywood. It's definitely really cool to have kind of this mock floor down. I'm excited to fully put it in. My parents are in town, so no bus work this week. We're gonna go on a bike ride and then go to the circus.
Ooh, and drink margaritas.
And drink margaritas. Bike ride, margaritas and fajitas. Bike ride, circus.
Go home.
Go home.
Shower.
Shower. Yeah.
Big less cookie.
Yeah. Trying to take me out?
Maybe. Bumper bike. Oh, they have a red carpet.
Hey, what's up?
Look at the day. Ah, I'm so excited. Circus. We're going to the circus.
Here we go!
Getting some footage.
For everyone's.
You got a phone? pour my own.
Oh, this has got to go for 5. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well,
It's done into this one. Yeah.
yeah.
Round 2 will have to be like more.
Cheers, lovies. It's the morning after Oktoberfest. We stopped at the grocery store to get Alex ibuprofen and discount break. Oh, yeah, let's get discount break. Yep. Alex was our designated driver, and I had to drive home.
Whoops.
So that was cute.
Going on a walk before a day of bus work.
Yep.
Okay, so this piece of wood goes along the threshold here. 2 issues. This thing's in the way, and these bolts for the hinges are going to be in the way. So I'm gonna put it in, and then mark it, and then use the multi-tool to cut around it, and then put it back. Threshold installed. I don't know if they call it a threshold. It's a little crooky, but that's okay. So we finished the puzzle mat floor last night, all the way down, and now we're gonna cut foam board, and then cut the plywood and size everything up, and then we're gonna start sealing everything with tape and all that jazz. And the puzzle mat makes a good stencil. Forward on this side by like 1/4 of an inch, because like the puzzle mat hits here, but the panel or this foam mat will hit a little bit
Go
higher.
up that way, okay.
So we just want to like. I think what I'll do is I'll just slide this evenly forward.
Oh, it's trying to film me. It didn't fit with the railings. Alex is gonna try and chop it, not fully in half, just slice it, see if it'll give us some give and we can bend it in a little without snapping it. And if not, we're gonna cut it all the way down the middle and then just tape it together.
So a lot of people online, they build wooden framing around, and then they kind of set this foam board in between the wood frame, and then from there they put the plywood on top of the wooden frame. So then this is never taking the full load. But I found this one guy who builds buses for a whole bunch of people, and he did a whole bunch of tests, and he does not do that. He just does the plywood down. He does use better stuff than this, but he did the test for this too. This is a 15 PSI rating for crushing, which means that we need to put 15 pounds in 1 square inch, and we could crush it. But when you have plywood on top of that, especially the 2 layers and the thickness we're going, that's not gonna happen unless we drop like our fridge on its corner, and then we'll hit it. So we're just gonna put this down and then put plywood on top of it with no wooden framing. But because of that, we ran into this issue where the rails stick out.
Naughty, naughty. Seems like it's working. Alex is just trying to get around this thing now. It's a little too big, maybe?
Oh. It's cold. We're at the bus today to address a few issues with the floor so far and hopefully finish it up. I gotta cut all the plywood that will go on top. I gotta figure out what we're doing with this space here so it's not just exposed foam. And then I gotta figure out what we're doing in front of this staircase here to reinforce it a bit. I did it. Put this frame of wood around the step and around the front and around the chair and around the wall. Because we've made the decision not to frame in wood, I hope I don't come to regret that decision. But this is the most high traffic area right here. I'm gonna be stepping on that all the time. So I put a nice piece of wood that's braced there. I did decide to go on top of the puzzle mat, so there will be a little bit of a squish. I don't care, it's fine. I grew up in a house that was squishy floors. I don't mind at all. This one I might actually have to buff up just because of the slope of the floor underneath. But the first sheet of plywood will go on and it'll line up with this. And then the second sheet of plywood will go over the top of this. And that should be rather nice. I pulled out the sawhorses and there was a lizard on it. He's all sleepy and tired because it's so cold. I'm gonna go put him back. Oh. Whoop. Okay, I got the second piece in. Oh, I had some issues. Messed up my kill mat on the sides, but it's in. Here's the next dilemma. This piece has got that thing in it, which is gonna be a pain in the buns, probably. Got a jigsaw, it's fine. front piece here is warped a little bit, but that shouldn't matter. Once everything's on top of it, it will just sit level. But it fits. I had to break the little nub off that I tried to put over there. I also had one whoopsie with the jigsaw. Went the wrong way. Instead of like cutting around on the outside and then coming across, I just curved it because I thought it was one of these ones where you go and then come back and get it. It was the wrong corner. I need to put the bed in because I keep hitting my head on this. When the build is finished, the bed will be right there. And I won't be able to walk and hit my head on this. But since I've put the floor in, it's about 2 inches higher. And I keep walking and smashing my head off of this thing. My goodness. But we got floors. It's not completely done. This is just layer 1, but this is layer 2. Temperatures hit 32 last night. And I got to the bus and it won't start. It's got glow plugs. So I waited for the glow plugs. Still wouldn't quite start. But it has a block heater, which I didn't realize it was a thing. So the internet helped me out there. Learned about block heaters. And I found this plug a while ago in the bus. And I was like, what the heck is this plug that's just dangling? But it turns out it's a block heater. So you plug it in the cold weather and it'll heat up the engine block and then you'll be able to start it. But now it kind of looks like we have an electric bus. Just gonna give that a minute to warm up and then we'll start it up. Just got off the phone with my friend Eric. He thinks that I'm gonna need a jump start, that the cold weather probably killed the batteries, and he's gonna give me some stuff to do that. I'm just taping up seams in the floor, and then I'm gonna start cutting plywood for the rest of the floor. Update, bus started. Trying to figure out when my next sheet of plywood will be on the floor, and the issue I'm running into is from there, the wheel well to that board is about 42.5-ish. But the distance from this wheel well to there is about 43.5. So there's about an inch difference between the two. That means that this board that went across here is probably not super straight, which is fine. It just makes this next part of my flooring complicated because I gotta do extra math. I had my friends Eric and Steve come by, and he gave me this battery charger. So you plug it in, it's a slow charge. So it'll keep the battery charged during those cold nights. And then he also gave me this solar panel trickle charger as well. Also a slow charge. And they will help keep the batteries charged so that what happened this morning won't happen again. So that's pretty sweet. Kind of sealed off the floor. Worry about it. But on this layer, I wanted it to fit. This piece right here took the most amount of planning and thought, just because of the shape and whatever, but it definitely was my best one yet as far as cuts go and measuring and getting it to fit perfectly. So that's pretty lit. Calling it for the day. After the floors are done, we panel the walls. Woo! Just cut the last piece of the subfloor. Time to see if it fits. Beautiful. Spent too much time on this today. We had like a little hole down here, and we kept talking about turning it into a little compartment. So I did that. It's insulated, so now the hole is insulated, which is nice. It's insulated on all the sides, and we've got a little compartment here that our floor will go down on top of. So that's the first like little thing in the bus.
We got the floor in, insulated floor, and that's our vinyl stuff that we're gonna put. Ooh. Oh, no. Floor. We don't have enough floor.
There it is. Our floor's done. We got one spot there, we got one spot there, that's all we're doing.
Looks great. No, we totally don't have enough, so we're gonna try and find some more at some point.